Playoffs? Playoffs? We got to practice first. That's right, Spurs fans. We in here, and we talking about practice.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. I caught an article this morning from Pounding the Rock that asked 10 questions about the upcoming season. I thought I'd give my 2 cents on that. Also want to see your comments down below on any of the topics covered here. But also have an 11th bonus question at the end. While we're going all over this, hit the thumbs up if you'd like to support our channel and subscribe to become a part of this wonderful San Antonio Spurs community. Let's get into the article with question number 1. How much will Wemby play? Well, they say, assuming he remains relatively healthy for his rookie season, they expect Wemby to play about 30 minutes per game and in about 70 games. I do agree with the games played, Spurs fans, but I do think he's going to play probably a little less per game. I see him more around the 28-minute mark than the 30-minute mark, and I think, barring any injuries, those games missed are going to be a lot of the back-to-back games. I see him playing game 1, not game 2, or vice versa. Off to question number 2. How good will he be this season? Pounding the Rock says they expect 18 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. I agree with 3 out of those 4. 18 points, I do think he'll be right around there. I'd like to see 20, but because I have the slight reduction in minutes personally, I think he's going to average a high 18, like maybe 18.5, 18.9, but I think it's going to be around that 18 range. I agree with the 3 assists, definitely agree with the 3 blocks. Heck, he might average 4 blocks his rookie season. Who knows? The sky's the limit on block shots for him. But the boards, because he's out there guarding the perimeter at times, blocking 3-point shots, and he hasn't shown us he's the strongest rebounder at this point in time, I actually think he's going to be more around 7 and 7.5 boards. So I'm going to drop the board number down a little bit. I expect over his career those numbers will raise substantially, but I think he's going to be more of a 7.5 board guy, especially with a lot of those plays where we see the Spurs getting a missed shot, and he's already heading out and transition down to try to get a fast break dunk. So I think the board's going to be down just a little bit. Will he be a media sensation? Isn't he already? I mean, yeah. I mean, that's probably the easiest question on this list more than any other ones. A tough question, though, here. How will Keldon Johnson react to being the third option? They say this year all the attention is rightfully on Wemby, and Vassell seems to have taken a big step forward towards being the top returning veteran. Yes, he has. His 3-point shooting has been phenomenal in the preseason. Keldon Johnson may not even start some nights. That's a very good possibility. I believe he is driven enough to use Vassell's ascendance as a good thing and an incentive for Johnson to continue to improve himself. He surely enjoy winning more games too, something that should fall if he reacts well to his reduced status in the pecking order on a better team. I'm not sure I was totally thrilled what I saw to Keldon in the preseason. It is a new lineup. That's got to be tough going from the first option to now possibly the third option. I'm not sure how well he's going to adjust. He seems like, in speaking about the team and his role, that he's going to do whatever it takes for the team to win. And I think he will. I think it's going to be a tough adjustment at times. He seemed more involved in the last preseason game against the Warriors. So this just might be an adjustment period where he's gone from the guy to another one of the guys. That does not mean he's not an important piece of the Spurs right now and their future. So I think overall he's going to do well. It's going to take some time, though, early on in the year. We might see some bad games here and there. Can Tre Jones become a viable threat from 3? I mean, last season he shot 29% from 3. I still think the answer is yes. Take a look at somebody like a Hall of Fame legend in Larry Bird. The first, 5 years of his career, he was like a 25% shooter from 3 overall, maybe 26, 27%, and then became a 40% shooter from 3. I believe Tre Jones' brother was not a very good 3-point shooter and then became a capable 3-point shooter. So the answer is yes, he certainly can. Just the question is, when? Is it this year? Is it next year? Is it 5 years from now when he's possibly not even on the Spurs anymore? Who the heck knows? The ball's in his court, literally, practicing his threes. I do think he can be, and he shot some threes with confidence in the preseason. We just don't know when. So time will tell. Can the Spurs improve on their defense? Well, shoot, I don't think they can get any worse. They were ranked dead last year, 30 out of 30 out of the NBA teams. Adding a 7'3" shot blocking phenom to the mix is certainly going to only improve the defense. Having a healthy Devin Vassell is also going to help. So yes, I can't imagine they can't get worse. Oh my gosh, I mean, I guess they could, but hopefully don't, Spurs fans. So yes, I expect the defense to improve, and I agree with Pounding the Rock, certainly. And they mentioned Vassell and Wemby there too, so yes, they will certainly improve. Will the Spurs veterans still be on the team after the trade deadline? There's one Spur I've been talking about that will likely get traded before the trade deadline, in my humble opinion. And they agree here. A contender looking for a shooter may cast their eyes and future draft picks towards San Antonio for Doug McDermott. He can still shoot the ball, and his movement off the ball is exquisite. I think he's going to be that's going to be the guy that's going to be most traded likely before the trade deadline. I like Doug. He gives us three-point shooting off the bench. He is a defensive liability. We have a lot of the other young guys that can shoot the three right now. Osman's shown us some good things in the preseason. Champagnie, while having an off preseason, is a three-point shooter off the bench. So I think the time might be limited for Doug and the San Antonio Spurs. That being said, if he goes to a contending team, best of luck to him, and thank you for his time here. Once a Spur, always a Spur. How will the Toronto Raptors do this season? I honestly have no idea. I've not been following them whatsoever. We are vested as Spurs fans in how they do, though, because the Spurs have the Raptors' top 6 protected first-round pick next year as part of the Jakob Poeltl trade. So in an ideal situation, the Raptors would pick 7th, which means the Spurs would get the pick. If they are terrible, and they draft first overall, then that pick protected, we don't get it. So I don't know how they're going to do. I've not been following the team. I don't know if they're a lottery team. Maybe you Spurs fans that have been following the Raptors at all in the offseason can drop a comment down below. What's your expectation of the Raptors? What have you seen from them? Are they a lottery team or are they a fringe playoff team? I hope they're like the 7th worst team in the NBA and draft 7th, personally. Can Jeremy Sohan improve his offensive game? Yes. They say he'll be a very good player for years to come and could be a valuable member of a contending team if he proves his offense. I bet he will. Hopefully he's part of this contending team. We saw last season, from the start of the season to the end of the season, we saw his offensive game improve. The guy is willing to shoot free throws one-handed to try to better his game. So yes, I certainly think he will. He is being asked to do something different in running the point forward. Of course, it might be a point guard by committee when the team's out there on the floor. Who knows? I certainly expect as his role continues to, as he evolves into his role on the team in this new role, I think he's going to improve throughout the season. Yes, he needs to get better in his three-point shooting, which I think he will in time. The free throw shooting can use some improvement too. I think he's going to improve. And then last but not least, will this be a fascinating season for the San Antonio Spurs? Yes, it already is. But wait, there's more. Playoffs. We're circling back to this. This is the TSR Sports bonus question. Is this a playoff team, Spurs fans? In my humble opinion, not quite. We're not putting the team out there to try to win a championship this year. This is not the goal. The goal is to develop Wemby and develop the players around him. So that being said, my original prediction was 38 wins. 38 is still my floor. My ceiling for this team is slightly above 500. I'm going to go high. I'm going to say 43 is the ceiling. I don't expect them to win that many. Could they be a fringe playoff team by being a play-in team? Sure. If they end up being a 7th or 8th seed, I will be certainly ecstatic that everything came together that fast. But I think we're going to be more around that 40 win mark. I have them at 38. That being said, I wouldn't shock me if they win 40 or 42 or my max 43. Whatever they win, it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a developmental year. And they are going to win some games that other analysis and channels, etc., about ESPN, TNT, all of them, the announcers are not going to expect them to win. And I think the future is bright with our young core here, especially with this core and all the draft picks. We got a lot of them. So if the Raptors and Hawks end up stinking, we are going to feast in the draft and have so many parts around Wemby and company. The only question will be, can we afford them all in the future? That's going to be the big thing moving forward. That being said, that's all I got. And Spurs season starts in a couple of days. I can't wait. I'll be live for them. We'll be live for the Mavericks. Hopefully Luka Doncic plays. And that's all I got. Happy Monday. Thank you for tuning. And as always, go Spurs, go.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.